Morning, guys. I'm going on my walk this morning, so I thought I'd take you along, see if you're interested. Changed quite a bit since the last time I made a video on my walk, but first thing I wanted to show you is this house right here. And people, I don't know, 6 months ago or 9 months ago, people were trying to sell this for $2 million, which depending on exchange rate is 40,000, somewhere around that. And then for the last few months it's been deserted. Nobody lives here anymore. So I don't know if it got sold or the financer took it back, the bank, but it's vacant right now. So I don't know exactly why, but this is an example of this area, what you can get for $2 million. I don't even know how big it is. Got a lock on the gate. You know, what we've discovered is that you can there's a local rice co-op where the rice farmers and people that belong to the co-op can go in and get a loan. You know, build a house or buy a house, and they're not always successful in it. Sometimes they can't make the payments, and the co-op takes it back. So, you know, we've gone to the co-op here and got a list of foreclosed properties, and they're not all rice fields. Some of them are, but and in this area, a hectare of rice field is about $1 million, which is about $20,000 depending on exchange rate. But some of them are lots, buildable lots, and some of them are lots with houses on them. So I found out because there's not really any realtors here that you can go to and you know, get a list of houses that are needed to be sold or wanting to be sold. But you know, that rice co-op is a good resource, and if and they'll have a listing for everything in this province, which is Davao del Oro, which is in central Mindanao. Now this house, there's another house here that's been vacant, not vacant, but unfinished since we've been here 5 years. I don't know if you can see it on the other side of that cornfield. But yeah, somebody started it, and there's a lot of cases like that where somebody started it and can't finish it. So I don't know who owns it, but the rice co-op. It's a co-op where rice farmers and other people can join and be a member. Then they can get loans and sell their rice even to the co-op. But this one's been unfinished for 5 years. They've got a cornfield growing here. Just about any vacant land that's been cleared, somebody is growing something. You know, I don't even know if it's the guy that owns this property is growing it. There's a guy around here that goes around to the owners and asks if he can, you know, grow corn, and then he'll share the crop with the owner. They'll get a portion of it. But it's about 5:45 a.m. right now in the morning. So I go early in the morning because it's a little cooler. By the time I get back, which is about an hour, it's hot already. I'm sweating. But yeah, so there's the property line for that house that's unfinished. I don't even know if it's still worth finishing. Concrete's been sitting out there for 5 years like that. But this is what it's like in the morning. The clouds have usually settle in during the night or early morning, and they just start to lift about this time. So humidity is pretty high. But after 6:30 or 7 o'clock, humidity gets a lot less after the clouds lift. Now this over to the right here, this is a big empty field, coconut trees on it. They harvest coconut trees, but I don't know if it's for sale or not, but hard to find out what's for sale and what's not here unless you get, you have a location like the co-op and it'll give you a list of what they've foreclosed on. You can barely still see the moon up there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but this time of morning people start stirring and going on where they're going to go, taking the kids to school and all that. There's a little shack out there where the workers that harvest the coconuts rest during the day, during harvest, when they're harvesting. There's a little path that goes back into the jungle. I know there's a house back there, but I don't know where. This is a little canal here that takes the water to these rice fields down here. Very quiet and still this time of morning. There's another house here, and this guy's slowly been adding on to it a little bit at a time. Been working on it for 2 years. Typical little house here, not very fancy. Good morning. Instead of saying good morning, they raise their eyebrows. Which is a greeting here. Off to the right, I've showed you this before, there's that clump of trees and vines right there. There's a house, and not quite finished. There's no roof on it, but all the walls were up, but it's been there for, I don't know, 5 years, and every once in a while somebody will come and clean it up, but it's been a while now since anybody's cleaned it up, and so you can't even tell there's a house there. It's all overgrown, which happens pretty fast. This is the rice, some of the rice fields here. They just harvested, so now they're preparing it again. And they, you can see way out there, I don't think you can see the edge of the mountains where the sun's starting to come through. But they only harvest rice here twice a year. Although, the weather permits, they could probably get in another harvest, but you have to plant when everybody around you is planting, because so you're all ready to harvest at about the same time. So the harvester comes out and, does the harvest for everybody. They use harvesters here now. They don't do it by hand anymore. But yeah, if you try to grow a rice field when nobody else is growing, all the insects, all the pests, all the rats will just swarm onto your rice field, and you won't have one. That's why you gotta kind of grow when everybody else is growing, so everybody can treat their field at the same time, and hopefully, weather permitting, have a good harvest. This little road here, it goes down to another little settlement down there, around the corner, down there to the left. There's another little settlement down there with some houses. Yeah, sun just starting to come out. So going this way, there's that house that's all covered up. You know, there's the price of land has gone up pretty drastically, depending on, and the price of it depends on the area and where you're buying. For instance, a lot more expensive closer to town than it is out in the province. I say we're in a province. We're about 3 miles from the Buntaran, which is the closest little town here. Yeah, it's the pretty time of the morning before it starts getting real hot. The house is all overgrown. Also, there's a few areas where, you know, like for instance, Ciudad del Norte. There's a rumor that there's an airport going in there, so that's way north of us. But as soon as the rumors like that start, the price of land goes up. And the price of land up there, which is very beautiful up there, the area right near the water, but the price of land has gone way up. Here's a little irrigation canal along the side. Another one, typical house here. Not many dogs out so far this morning, but I carry my dog stick anyway. There's a couple little houses back in there. Somebody's going to do something. They got some hollow block here. That's the way they deliver building materials here. When you order some, they bring them out. You have to put out a little flag so they'll know where they go, and then they set them right on the road. Whether it's sand, gravel, hollow block, rebar, whatever, then you take it from the road. Your responsibility to take it from the road. This is one of the garbage, household garbage depots that they set up throughout the barangay, and I think it's like 20 pesos a month to have your garbage collected. So it's pretty cheap. Water's pretty cheap here. I think our water bill is like around $5 a month. Electricity is the thing that's expensive here. There's a house, couple houses back there. Surprisingly, the mosquitoes aren't too bad. For some reason, I don't know why. This house here too has been vacant, and it's not a bad house. Got a good roof on it. When we first moved here, there's somebody living in there, but it's been vacant for, I don't know, 3 years or more. And it's on a pretty good sized lot. So, you know, somebody's co-op or somebody's probably foreclosed on it. I'm not sure why it's vacant. Here's the rice field across the road. And like I said, they just harvested. Very beautiful when the rice is green and tall. All the birds are having a field day out there now. Yeah, this house here, it's got a little kind of a garage in the back there. Pretty good sized lot. Right on the corner. I don't know anything about it. And here's another garbage collection site. And this property, I think we showed you this when we drove by. A few houses back there. But this property right here on the corner, evidently this is like 850 square meters. So 400 square meters of it, which is, you know, about halfway, and then the back portion of this lot, the guy sold for 600,000 pesos, which just blew me away. I couldn't believe he got that much for it, and which was 400 square meters. The front portion of this, right here in this front on this corner, is 450 square meters, and he wants 1.2 million for it. So good luck to him if he can get it, but man, I was just shocked. Now here's a sign out here, and we called him. Too much money, very expensive. This house here, nobody lives in it. I don't know what this is. You know, I've seen it's got an AC on it, but I've seen some guy wandering around here once in a while cleaning up the outside. But as far as I can tell, nobody lives here. It was built to have a second story, but it never got finished. And that's the case with a lot. You know what surprised me when we came here is how many unfinished or abandoned buildings there are here. Even downtown, there'll be people that start a commercial building, a big commercial building, get halfway through it, if even halfway through it, and they just stop. And it just sits there for years. And the same with houses. Maybe their situation changed, their cash flow changed, something, but a lot of abandoned and half-finished buildings, even commercial buildings. With all the local dogs. You see this dog every day. Sometimes it growls at me, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, there he goes. You know, this, for instance, like right here, these two guys started building houses at the same time. Guy on the right and this guy on the left. This guy on the left here finished his house. It's all built, pretty nice house, not bad. Nice roof on it. And this guy on the left, all he did was put a wall around his property and that was it. Not sure why they do that. You can see way back there, but I never even started a house. Yeah, there's some buildable lots in here, but you know, you gotta find a way to track down the owner and see if it's for sale and try to hide the fact that you're a foreigner. Yeah, here's this dog following me, growling at me the whole way. The thing here about, you know, dogs just run loose. It's really unfortunate because most of them don't have their shots, aren't vaccinated. There's every once in a while a case of rabies springs up here. We've had a couple instances where there's been rabid dogs in the neighborhood. Everything kind of wet now from the clouds settling in and start drying out. The other thing I kind of watch for on my walks is snakes hiding in the grass alongside the road. And although I've never seen one on my walk, we have plenty of them in our yard, so I know they're here. They just hide like a snake in the grass, I guess. There's another little settlement up here. Still part of the same barangay. Very pretty this time of morning, except for the humidity. You know, kind of a regular here walking this, so most people have seen me walking this for a long time, and people are very friendly here, or else they just don't say anything. And most of them very friendly, tell you good morning. Little sorry stores everywhere, man. That's the thing about these sorry stores is seems like they don't stay in business very long. I don't know exactly why, but I know they don't make much money selling coffee and candy and all that. Here's one on a corner that was business for a long time, and they just finally shut down. And now one opened across the street there, a little blue house. That one opened when this other one shut down. So there's some pretty nice houses on this road. And they have businesses. I think this guy here is a Coke bottle. Picks up empties for the distributor, I believe. The election chair was yesterday, so all the excitement's over. I think one of these guys here build hollow block walls, so when we get ready to put a wall up, everybody's got dogs. Where we live is going to be built up like this before long. See, here's an empty lot right here. And again, I don't know how you get a hold of the owner. Morning. Morning. More little stories everywhere. Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Morning. Another little store there. Morning.
Hey, you.
Hey. Morning.
Morning.
Pretty quiet little spot here. There's some nice houses here. Here's got a very nice house. A nice fence around it. This is a pretty good area. I think the town's growing out here in this direction. And there's the highway up there. So this is where I turn around and head back. So I hope you found this interesting. Yeah, thanks for joining me on the walk. Thanks, guys.